Hey all, Will Healy here, and happy Workforce Wednesday. I've got round two for you of my conversation with Conrad Leiva of CESMII as we talk about the future of workforce. So check it out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how we present data to people is important. I've seen some really cool implementations of augmented reality with a machine. There's a couple of different companies. Newforge is one I've seen where they actually have the work instructions projected on an augmented reality glasses-based system, right? And on a screen. And really incredible what's possible working someone through the instructions. Or there's a company, they're called LightGuide, and LightGuide, they do projection on a table, and it actually shows someone, pick up this screw, put the screw here. It even plays videos on the table. So anyone can come up and interact with the equipment, and the equipment and the operator are really like working together in such an interesting way.
And it used to be that it would take a lot to set up and program this equipment to help the worker, but now they can put cameras in a workplace and record employees doing the task, and then turn that into training material for the next one. But that means the worker needs to be comfortable with cameras around the plant, with RFID, with being tracked around the plant, and get comfortable that it's not
disciplinary.
It's not disciplinary. It's not that we're trying to monitor each employee. We're trying to make sure that the task is getting completed, the product is being done correctly. We're not skipping. We're trying to provide help to the worker, that we're not skipping a task. So it's not about monitoring the bathroom. It's about monitoring the workplace. And that we're being safe also. You know, so we have some safety concerns, maybe in some areas, that while certain machines or equipment is on, maybe we shouldn't be too close to it, and we can put proximity sensors on equipment and audible signals and warnings and all this kind of help. But the worker needs to be aware and comfortable with all of that.
To have all those things around them, all that technology around them. Yeah, for sure. I think what's interesting, I posted a video just recently that talked about a recent Harvard Business Review article that talked about creating positive sum automation investments. And what that means is like not trying to like min-max and only focus on productivity, but to think about how do we add flexibility. And the way we add flexibility is have the worker like right in the working space, and to have the worker as part of the process. And so the way we invest in technology to make it easy for the worker to interact with the technology, to make it so that your frontline workers are the ones that are driving your business, so that the frontline workers are the ones that know the business and know the technology and are interacting with the technology. That's how you end up with a very positive gain. And I thought that was a really interesting article, and it links into what we're talking about here, because you're talking about putting the power of the data in the hands of the frontline worker, and that's trust. That's trusting the frontline worker.
So if you have a chart you're displaying on the hallway, if that whatever metric you have up there makes no sense to the operator, then that's not helpful, right? So the operator needs to understand, if you're putting over there something to do with profit margin or perfect order or something, what does that have to do with me, right? So there needs to be an understanding in metrics that make sense to the worker, but we also need to teach them a little bit like, okay, what does cycle time mean? Right? So maybe before, 10 years ago, we didn't need to know these things, but now it really helps to understand what's behind the data and how data is being used in the company and helping the company be more competitive. There's a lot of products that have data that go with the product now. So explain to the workers why this data is important to the whole company and therefore to them also.
Okay, that was really great. You know, there's a lot of opportunities to see Conrad speak, and I'll make sure that I link to his profile in the comments. What are your thoughts? What does the future of the workforce look like? I'd definitely like to hear in the comments as well. And until next time, ask yourself, what will I automate next?